Hey guys, assalamualaikum. Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to the first video. In this video, I will gonna share you within the O levels English magazine article writing format. So, as in the first video, I have recorded by mistake. What had happened that the voice did not came, so I have written it all. So I'm recording it again. So in this, I will talk about the magazine article writing format. So the first one I will talk about you too is that the magazine article is about 25 marks, is simply about 25 marks, that holds much more marks, and it needs to be fulfilled. So here it goes out to be 25 marks, and in this you got to know that the directed writing is simply about comprised about the four type of writing: the report writing, the article writing, the letter writing, and the speech writing. The report writing is the one which needs to be written. There are four options given, not four options. Among them, only one would be given, and it's a responsibility upon you that you should write all of them. You should practice all of them in order to secure highest marks. Because it is compulsory. To write about. In order to secure, you should practice all the four of them, and the one would be given compulsory. And the format is about the heading. The format here is about simply the heading. Now, first of all, heading should be catchy. Means that it should attract the checker, or attract the one who is writing off. It should like the ancient temple, or the ancient classical music, or the ancient mosque, so that it can entertain, or it can lead to imagine the checker who was checking your paper up to the British Council in order to check that paper. And it should be catchy, that it should attract towards that, and he should have that remembered that situation, that what was going out to be. So after the heading, it should be written in the middle, so that's why I have written in the middle. And without leaving any line, you would begin within the byline. Byline is simply the short form of one who is writing. Here I have mentioned any particular name, like John Morley. You can mention any other particular name, but it is compulsory that whoever is writing, its real name should be written, because it is a real in which you are writing, not any short tale or any fairy tale you are writing. Then after leaving a single line or a double line, you can say that you will begin within your introduction and the content point one. Introduction will be of a small, you would begin within the first word of the given text. You would be given, or you would be awarded within the text, and there would be two texts, text A and text B. Text A would comprises about this content point one. Content point one is basically after reading the both text A and text B. Mainly it contains in the magazine article, or the article writing, mainly it contains out to be the advantages and the disadvantages. So after reading the whole, and then after reading the question, you will see the content point one. The content point one would be the one you will read it thoroughly, and with the introduction, without it being jumbled up. First introduction, that a small introduction, that to give a small outline, to give a small view that what is the text about. Then after beginning within the second para, you will begin within the leaving a single line, you will begin within the third para. That will be your opinion plus conclusion. Then your opinion plus conclusion will be means that what do you think about the text, and whether you believe that the text is right or the good, or it is wrong, and within the conclusion. Then after writing within the what we can say the format you will begin, this is a smaller format of the 4 to 3 lines that should be remembered, and should the best way in order to ensure in order to earn a good marks or an excellent mark is basically that the mind mapping and well as the copy pasting in the mind, so that you could write properly. And the vocabulary time management is the most important key to success. So the second part of it that comprises about this first video would be the guideline. Now the guidelines are basically that you would be given of the guidelines are basically that you would be given of the first part, which is known as the heading. The heading should be catchy. The heading should be catchy as told in the upper part. It should be not much more like the childish. It should be well developed and well vocabulary. It should be held hold of. And the second most important thing is to remember is the 350 word. The 350 word are basically the most important time word. 350 to 450 are there normally in the given question paper, but you are restricted to write between them, because writing excessive words above 450 will get to lose the marks. And the 1 hours approximately is the given time, because 2 hours of the paper, the 1 hour is allotted for the first question and the second hour is allotted for the second question, that mainly comprises of the narrative and the descriptive essays. And the 4 options are given of 4 topics, and you have to choose the one topic, either the narrative and descriptive, of which the content you are good at. And then the fourth guideline is the 10 mark is allotted for reading, as well as the 15 marks are allotted for the writing. The 15 marks are allotted for the writing, which simply indicates that it is allotted for the writing and it should be written in a proper way. The fifth guideline is basically that it holds out to be 25 marks. That is the most essential one to be hold out to be, because it needs to be written within 25 marks, which is the most one to be hold of. And having good vocabulary and having good consent and proper structural form, you will earn to have the successful paper. And earn to have the successful paper, 25 words are more 25 marks are total, because the total paper comprises of the 25 marks for the first question paper and the 25 marks for the second question paper. The sixth most important guideline is basically like the 10 marks are simply allotted for the 10 marks are simply allotted or reserved for 10 marks are reserved for the 10 marks are reserved for that you select are reserved for several things such as the first most important one is to be the first most important out to be is the first one, let me change the color within it. The first most important is that you should select let it minimize the font or the font size. That is you should again it begin what's the matter red, and the writing it needs to be 18. You should select a wide range of relevant ideas, relevant facts, ideas, opinions that are essential to get from the text, because it is much more important, because it is much more important for us to analyze the text from it, because it is not dependent upon us that we should use our thinking and we should use our analysis, because the text is given and the text is required to, and the text is given, the text is required to change out to be. And the second most important is the analysis. Analysis, evaluate. It means that you should, after reading it, you should understand that what does the text talking about, and what are the two content point that tell us you that what you have to write, or otherwise you will not be able to evaluate and you will not be able to analyze that what is the situation, what does the text talks about. Evaluate and develop. Develop like chosen content from content in a way that it definitely fulfills all the elements that are given or asked in the text, or you can say the content points, which is most important one in order to determine, which is the most important one in order to determine you as the most important one, which is in order to you to determine the most important one to be determined, because it is necessary for you to determine it, because until and unless you properly get the passage, and you understand it, you would be able to evaluate and write extensively about the given topic. And the seventh most important guideline to be shared out is that the writing is of 15 marks. 15 marks are reserved, and the writing that carries out to be is again required to be most authentic, and it should not contradict the verse, and it should not contradict the verses or the evidences that support that point. And then after writing is of 15 marks, the writing should be in such a way reserved, and it should be in such a way like the points that are illustrated are, for example, like so in in such a way like there are several points in order to indicate are that the writing of the 15 marks should be like this in order to secure essential marks as per the requirement of the CAIE examinations. Like it should be, first of all, it should be well organized, means that it should be in a proper form, proper structural form, that what is the format. The first one should be heading, then the byline, then the again leave a line, introduction, content point, then all the format it should be required, it should be fulfilled, because if it should be jumbled up, it will not be able to have much more good marks in order to earn. And second most important writing format or the writing skills are that it should be that there should be all types of sentences that mainly includes out to be the, like, for example, The mainly includes out to be, for example, like the complex substance, so complex sentences and simple sentences, other sentences which mainly you have been taught, or the mainly which are the most important one out to be. Then after writing within the second sentences, the second all types of sentences, the most important that carries and the essential for it, and and checker needs to be that the candidate is proper, or he is well educated, or he is much more learned, is that it should have been be good spelling punctuation 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 and grammar. The most important one, which is to be the most allocated marks, because it is the one which is a person or a candidate is to be taught from his or her childhood. And the fourth most important is the sentence structure, means that it should be well linked, and should be well developed. Structure, sentence structure, tone is the most important one. Like if it is writing in a magazine article, so it should be a formal tone. All in the directory should be referenced with a formal tone and should have the good vocabulary, so that the checker could understand, or it simply understood that, and give him the most highest marks. The tone and the register approach here donates simply that what is the purpose of writing that a magazine article, or to ensure the people about, like if we are writing about an trip towards Malacca, so we will talk about that what are their specifications, or what are their savings, and their what we can do, and what are the advantages, and all those things that should be properly told and properly explained. And the second most important is that it should be precised and effective, and there should be effective use of vocabulary. That is the most important one, because it indicates that it is 350 words, so the limit should not be extensively just above it, or not just below it. It should not be exceeded. And the last most important one is that the candidate should have the wide range of vocabulary. That is the most important vocabulary, a wide range of vocabulary, or you can generally say that wide range of words, mainly descriptive, that enable it, or that functions it properly, and it is required to himself that it should be good towards everyone, in order to earn towards the most important one to be asked from. So here it was simply the O levels English magazine article writing. I hope you understand it, because it is the most important part to be worked out to me, and there are several guidelines. About 7 guidelines are there, along with 4 format, and the directed writing comprises of, and it is most important one to be talked about, because it is the most authentic. So I hope that you understand it, and please give a like and share, or you can send it to your friends in order to me, because it would be helpful for me as I'm learning and memorizing it too, so I can put this effective videos on my channel in order to you, for it should be helpful for you and helpful for me, as side by side it goes for my revision, in order to have me good vocabulary, so that I could put it as an effective in my upcoming CAIEs in 2024, which is my appearing year. So I hope you understand it, and please give it a like, like, share and subscribe to my channel. I hope you understand, because it is much more valuable for me. So thank you, and I will give up within a second video in the next channel. So here IU goes out to be, that is the most important one. So here it goes out to be the most important one, and thank you for all those things which are required towards you and me, that is much more essential for me. So give it a like, share and subscribe my channel. Goodbye, take care, and Allah Hafiz.